my channel. Today I wanted to do a reading for you for the coming month, February of 2020. We have the end of January this week. We've all been through a fairly intense new moon in Aquarius and that Saturn Pluto conjunction that happened earlier this month. So let's see now what the next month is going to bring us. We have 4 pile options. This kind of snowflake obsidian, this really pretty stone. It's got some green and purple in it. This cat's eye, and this really pretty banded blue and gold stone. And then for each reading, I'll also include a couple of fortune cards. So go ahead and pick the pile that you feel most drawn to, and we'll get right to it. Okay, pile 1, you felt drawn to the Spiritsong Tarot. Let's see what we have going on in February for you. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these. Sorry, you're like seeing the watch here and everything. It gets warm in my office, so I always want to roll up my sleeves. All right. I'm going to actually turn these towards you, but you know what? There. First we have Queen of Feathers, which is the Queen of Swords. That says perception and truth. You or someone you're dealing with is going to come into some clarity this month. The King of Crystals, which is the King of Pentacles, courage and commitment. And the Hanged Man, patience and perspective. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is you and someone, depending on who you feel more connected to, the Queen of Feathers or the King of Crystals, February is going to be about the two of you and the relationship between you. And that relationship may feel a little bit slow moving, maybe slower than you like, maybe slower than they like. But one or both of you need to step back and get some perspective on the relationship and where it's headed and what you want from it. The King of Crystals is often more focused on his career. He's a bit materialistic. He likes material security. The Queen of Feathers, on the other hand, can be a bit critical. She may be difficult to please, and perhaps the things that make him happy are not the things that make her happy. She likes intellectual conversations usually. She likes action. He's a little more slow moving. He's a little more methodical because she's an air and he's an earth. Now that doesn't mean that you or your partner have to be one of these signs, but you may exhibit a lot of those qualities. If you know your astrological chart, you may have a lot in air or a lot in earth going on there. So you're being asked to be a little bit patient, maybe take a step back. You know, it is the Valentine month, so maybe it's time to evaluate this relationship. Now what I like to do when I read is turn over the bottom of each pile. Yep, here's the Hermit. Contemplation and wisdom. The Knight of Feathers, which would be the Knight of Swords, action and focus. And the Two of Shells, union and harmony. So there you go. It's definitely a reading about a relationship between you and someone. This Knight of Feathers is someone impetuous, sometimes younger, not as young as a page, not child, but and the Hermit, contemplation. So here we are, we're being told in 2 different cards to take a step back, get some perspective, think about this. There's union in the cards, literally, but this may be the wrench in the works. This may be a third party who comes flying in unexpectedly, and kind of upsets things. You're being asked not to make any hasty decisions if someone happens to catch your eye. You know, look to the long game. This person may be flashy and exciting, but at the end of the day, they may not be as stable as this king, who's an established person, usually, at least established in his career, or very well on his way to being established. So that is your overall look for February. Let's get a fortune card or two here. Let's see what we can see out of that. This is Madame Endora's fortune card deck. Oh, yes. Oh, the Queen. Love and prosperity. Well, there you go. There you go. I mean, that's definitely the focus for February for you. It is Valentine's month, and you are feeling it one way or another, for good or for bad. So Valentine's often causes a lot of pressure to be, romantic and attached. And the cards are saying, don't feel that pressure. Take it easy, take it slow, and, really think about what you want out of a relationship, where the relationship is headed. Because, Two of Shells and love and prosperity, that's really positive signs for whatever you decide, so long as you take your time and really think about it. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. You chose this green and purpley stone and the Weaver Tarot. So let's see what February has got in store for you. My clock keeps moving. Yeah, we're already moving out of the first month of 2020, a new decade. Maybe you've started some new projects, or maybe you're thinking about the direction you want things to go. Let's see. Okay. Get out of the way. Let's see what we got first. The Eight of Wands. Wow. Okay, something swift moving, something sudden perhaps. The Four of Swords. Oh, interesting. So we have something fast and something that's withdrawing. And the Eight of Cups. Alright. Let me just think here. What I'm seeing here is something that comes to an abrupt halt, because in order for this to happen, whatever this is, whatever project or like accomplishment that you're hoping to get, for this to happen, you need to walk away from something else. You have to walk towards it, but to walk towards it, you have to walk away. And so in the middle here, you have this withdrawal. It feels to me like hopelessness, like giving up on this because walking away is so hard. So let's see what the other cards say. Oh, the Devil. Yep, something that you are attached to, addicted to, obsessed with. The Hierophant. Okay. And the Seeker of Cups, which in this deck is the Page of Cups. This is usually an invitation of some kind, in my experience. And it's, again, an invitation to something that in order to get this cup, you have to walk away from these. The Nine of Cups is like, wish fulfillment, right? And here's 9. But to get the 1, you have to leave these other 8. It's kind of interesting. Like if you think of the 7 of Cups as having too many choices, and the Ace of Cups as being this one thing. And that's what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm getting here. That this month is going to require a big decision from you about something, about what you want and what you're willing to sacrifice to get it. The Hierophant is traditionalism, cultural tradition, mentoring. It may be that I'm feeling that this is part of what's holding you back, is this tendency to do things the way they've always been done, and to walk away from that and seek something new. Then things will speed up for you, things that you want. But these things, this whatever you're fixated on, and whatever you're chained to, in the sense of tradition. Yeah, so February is really going to be about breaking some chains for you, and really deciding for yourself that, yeah, I want to go for it. I'm going to be my own person. I'm going to make my decisions, and I'm going to go for this thing that I really want. Let's see, fortune card wise, what we have here. What's this one? Green Man. The forces of nature favor you. So maybe spend some time outdoors. Maybe spend some time meditating. It's interesting because this stone is green too, but spend some time in some green spaces. Really go out, withdraw a little bit, go for a hike, go camp for a weekend, whatever it takes. But get away from everything that's trying to force you to conform. Get away from that. Withdraw. This 4 of Swords. Retreat for a little bit. Get in touch with yourself. And then make some really big decisions. That's February for you. It can be scary, but in the end, you'll be glad you did it. Group number 3. You chose this kind of cat's eye, and this is the Visions Tarot. Let's see what February has in store for you. This deck is very interesting and different. I picked it up on a vacation in New York City. Picked it up at that big Strand bookstore in New York some long time ago. Okay, this really wants to come out. The King of Pentacles. Okay. And, and the 5 of Swords. And one more. The 7 of Swords. Okay. Wow. So this reading is going a little bit differently than the previous 2, because the cards kind of got excited about stuff. So I'm gonna all right. The King of Pentacles is he came up in the first reading too. He's something or someone who's very stable, very materialistic in a way, feels secure when surrounded by things. Here you've got the bull, and he's he's kind of jumping the bull there. The The Five of Swords is winning at any cost. It's kind of, it's a win that ends up being a loss in the long run, like a momentary success. And the Seven of Swords can mean being evasive about something, even to the point of deception. Let's see. Oh, here's the Queen of Pentacles, so we are definitely dealing, and the Fool, and the Two of Swords. Wow, okay, you've got a lot of sword energy this month. Okay, so February is going to be, like, challenging. I won't lie. This is, even if it's just intellectually challenging, this is about, you've got the King and Queen of Pentacles, but they are surrounded by swords except for this Fool, which is a new start. Yeah, this is like being on the fence about something, trying to get away with something, getting away with it, but it ends up not being what you want. I would suggest whatever this conflict is, you're better off just not getting involved at all. Some kind of challenge or some kind of conflict is what I'm getting here. And it may be relationship related, since we do have the King and Queen. You know, these could be parents, this could be a partner, but whatever it is, this Fool is telling me, you know what? Just walk off. It doesn't mean necessarily, it could. I mean, this is a general reading, but it doesn't mean necessarily leave the relationship, but definitely pick your battles, because this fight is not, it's not going to go well. It's not going to end well. You may feel like you won, but the damage is going to be irreversible to the relationship. So, yeah, that's definitely what I'm getting here. Wow, that's kind of intense. Let's see what the fortune cards say. Maybe, maybe there's a little more hope involved in that. Let's see. Oh, the Knight. Triumph over adversity. Well then. So yeah, I think in this case, the way to triumph over the adversity is not to triumph, which sounds really backwards. But again, it's a pick your battle kind of scenario, where this battle isn't the hill to die on. This isn't the one. Like, it may, you know, it may be somebody, it may be, I get this feeling it's you who's trying to get away with something here. And I don't know why, but like, don't do it, because in the end, it's not going to be worth it. It's just not. It's time to kind of reset, either to leave, to leave whatever this is and start over, or at least if you're going to stay in this relationship or situation, definitely drop this drama and start fresh. That's what you're being told to do here. Yeah. Okay. Hi, my final group. Welcome to your reading. You chose this really pretty stone. I wish I knew what it was. It reminds me of lapis, but I don't think it is actually lapis. I'm not sure. It's got these gold flakes in it. And the Victorian Romance Tarot. Very February, Valentine's Day appropriate, perhaps. We will see what February is looking like. Let's see. These two stacks. Here, okay, let's take a look. Three of Pentacles. All right, building something, collaborating. Five of Swords. Oh, that came up in the last reading too. Seven of Swords. Oh my goodness, that came up in the last reading. Wow, okay. So this is collaboration, usually on a physical project of some kind. A work project, a home renovation kind of thing. Doesn't have to be, but that's the usual case. The Five of Swords is winning at all costs, and usually the cost of that victory is the sacrifice of a friendship or relationship. Like you end up being like you end up winning the battle but losing the war, so to speak. And the Seven of Swords is kind of being like sneaky. He's like defecting from the army here or something. It's trying to get away with something or escape something or be underhanded about something. And like with the last reading, usually when I see these two, I see that somebody's trying to get away with something and the end result is going to be a sacrifice of a relationship. Or in this case, with this here, the project's going to fail. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish is going to be undermined and fall apart on you. We have the Hanged Man. Five of Pentacles. Oh, okay. And the Eight of Swords. Wow. All right. So the Hanged Man is about perspective. It's about patience and taking the time. When I see it here with the Three of Pentacles, it's about taking the time to do this right. The Five of Pentacles is about a perception of loss. So if you're talking about the Five of Swords where you have this sense of losing, like you really want to win. You really, really want to win, like for whatever reason. But it's almost like you want to win just because you don't want to lose, not because you care that much about the actual fight. And this is a perception of loss. There is help available, there is support available, but for whatever reason, you don't see it, or you're refusing to take it. Maybe you're too proud. But yeah, so you really want to win, but you want to win on your own terms. You're not willing to accept the help that you need. And that's going to be a problem, because even if you do win, that help is no longer going to be available to you, because the people you shrugged off when they offered you their help will decide that you must not want them around, and they will leave. And suddenly you really will be out in the cold, so that at the moment when you do need the help, it's not going to be available to you. And then the Eight of Swords, which is right here with the Seven of Swords. The Eight of Swords, you see her here, she's like, she's bound, but capable still of getting up and walking away. You know, the traditional card has her surrounded by swords, but there's like a gap in the swords and she could just walk forward if she really wanted to. So you feel stuck. This Five of Pentacles, you feel like you don't have the help you need, or you're not willing to take it, so you're feeling stuck, whereas, again, the help is there as long as you don't force your will on the people who are trying to help you build this. I get the sense you're trying to rush something, and the cards are saying in February you're really going to need to slow down, collaborate, stop, collaborate, and listen, right? Like the old song. Look, you're going to be conflicted internally, because you're going to be really close to getting the thing you want, but to get that thing, you're going to have to piss off people. Not to put too, fine a point on it. And you're better off not doing that. All right? You're better off waiting, taking your time, taking the support so that you don't end up stuck in the long run or having to do something that may be illegal. Like, you may be tempted to do something illegal to get ahead faster, is what I'm getting here. And don't, don't do that. Because February's, it's going to be a little bit frustrating for you. And it's going to be all about making really good decisions. There's going to be a lot of criticism. These swords are very critical. They're sharp words, and sharp thoughts too, though. I mean, there are good ideas to be had. You're going to take good ideas and build them into something, great, but you're going to need to take your time. You're going to need to make use of the help that is available to you, and instead of trying to dictate how those people help you, you're going to need to do a true collaboration. You're going to have to, compromise a bit. And I feel like that's going to be hard. Like, that you'll say, yes, we'll do it that way, and then go behind someone's back and do it the way you want to do it. And that's not going to work. Don't do that. That's going to fall down around your ears if you try that. Okay? So let's see what the fortune card says, because this is kind of an intense reading, and I don't want to... it's like, what's happening here? It's trying to get away. So let's see, what do we have? Oh, air. Seek a union of mind and spirit. Well, swords are air. Swords are mind, and spirit. That's your goal for February, is to seek a union, true collaboration, not at the expense of others, but like to include them truly. And, a union of your mind and your spirit, so that you're not doing that, you're not including others and being like unhappy about it. You're including others and genuinely enjoying their input and appreciating everything they're doing for you. Gratefulness is going to be really, really important here. Like, don't do it just to do it, or because I said so, or the cards said so. Do it because you see your perspective is changing, and you're beginning to understand the worth of others and the worth of their contributions to whatever it is you're trying to do. Whether that's a relationship and you're just, beginning to appreciate the contribution of the other person to the relationship instead of just trying to get what you can out of them. Or, I feel like this is like a physical project, though. Some work thing, something you're trying to create. You've gotta appreciate, like if you were writing a book and the editor made suggestions and you just nodded and said yeah, and then didn't change anything. What's this? That would be bad. Take the editor's suggestions and do, and really consider that the person may have a good point, a good reason for those suggestions. All right. That's my cat trying to get in. So that concludes this reading.